because we start noticing everything that's no longer serving us. This presence that I'm inviting you into, it's as well, we can call it awareness. The awareness that is globally rising right now on the planet. And we all can start noticing different old patterns that no longer serve us. Perhaps, the way we relate, or the way we parent, or the way we, behave with our partners. It could be in different ways. But more and more awareness happens. And what I'm also want to point to, if you have an established practice of meditation, it can really, really help you to cultivate more and more that awareness, not only on your cushion, but as well as in every action. Well, as I'm saying, while you walk your dog, or when you relate, or you talk to your partner, or you talk to your parent, it really what's gonna start taking over. It's a space from where we speak, and that space is an open space. It's a space where everything is already allowed, where everything is already welcomed, and where everything is already whole. So there is no division. And from that no division, when we relate to the other, we can relate from intimacy and openness and freshness from this present moment without bringing our ideas and judgments. They're not even ours, it's a very collective thing. Or ego consciousness is a collective thing. We all invaded by the same thoughts that kind of come back and come back. So really to unvelcro from those thoughts, a practice of meditation is a really good anchor into here and now. As well as whoever has children, that's a good anchor into here and now too. We just need to start noticing that that's the invitation. Or anything in that matter. Actually, everything is calling to be here now with me. Don't go into your mind. Just relate fresh, Even when we, especially when we relate to people, we tend to project a lot of things about them. And the invitation is that if we start cultivating awareness in our life through different practices, if we start cultivating and noticing that we are this undivided being, undivided presence, that doesn't need anything to complete itself. We no longer need to prove anything. Or we no longer need to hurt anyone. There is no longer that need to be right, to play the victim or to play the savior. It's really no longer an operating system, so to say. It doesn't happen at once, but it does infiltrates. Presence infiltrates into every action, into every endeavor that we undertake. And this is a place to come back to every moment. And in awake life, it doesn't mean that resistance doesn't arise. It means that we just can notice really fast that there is resistance and surrender. Not waste the energy, whatever it is we're resisting. It's really in that constant surrender that life becomes a true freedom. It's really in that presence, being that God presence. Within that, everything could be experienced much more lighter, with much greater fun and bliss and authenticity, integrity, fulfillment. No longer in war with life, no longer in war with the present moment, no longer in war with ourselves or our loved ones. This is the ground that will only save this world from insanity. There is a transition that globally is happening right now, from ego consciousness to unity consciousness. And unity consciousness is that I amness you feel every moment. And we just associate this I amness is very meshed. It's meshed with ideas, it's meshed with thoughts. So therefore we mistake ourselves to be this separate me, because we feel, oh, that feels like whatever idea I have about myself feels so real. It's just because everything is meshed right now. You've been given too much of your awareness, of your attention, of your aliveness to ideas, to sounds in your head. And as soon as we start to dismantle that by just simply inviting more and more practice of awareness, through different wonderful practices, there's so much emerging right now. Connecting to ourselves, connecting to our hearts, connecting to others openly. Yeah. It's a beautiful place to be, because if that is in balance, the always being, we're always being and we're always becoming. So there is two energies that are present, and we are so lost in becoming that we completely forgot about being. And that's what happened. Too much suffering, too much mental suffering everywhere. And we're all waking up, and the ones that have a bit more light can help the others that are still in darkness. Because we are that same thing. Not because we need to, it's because just what it does. Because when we tap to what we are, we start seeing ourselves in the other's eye. And feel ourselves in the presence of their energy. There's no longer separation. There is a mutual celebration of life. And I'm going to get back to gratitude. Gratitude means, again, another beautiful gift as meditation. Gratitude is more on the realm of becoming, but it's a portal to being. It's like the door, the in-between being and becoming. So with gratitude, we can manifest many beautiful things in our life. And at the same time, we can pierce through the delusion or the illusion of separation and experience oneness. Because in the moment of gratitude, there's no division, there's no separation, there's just awe and appreciation and a heart expanded awareness. A true moment of gratitude. And why I found gratitude was important to share, because it's when we shift to see life from gratitude, no matter how dark it is. And I find like I was lucky enough to, before even the shift in my awareness and into spirituality, I was lucky enough to be gifted with this perception of life through gratitude, seeing life in positive colors in a way. And that allowed me to look at the most darkest moments of my life and see the growth and the expansion and the need for that on my path. Obviously, it's easier to do when we look back, but the invitation is when we actually can bring more awareness to the dark moments or the more challenging moments of our life, where resistance arises, where perhaps a lot of grayness and contraction and separation really persists, and our minds become really loud. When we can just, through awareness, notice like, oh, this is an invitation to see something. And in that moment, seeing that, there could be a great liberation through gratitude. And when we align with gratitude, it's magnificent what life will start bringing our way. It's truly a powerhouse of manifestation, a state of gratitude. I'm gonna add here, I would invite if there's any questions or anything anyone wants to share, either some experience or either a question that we can either involve everyone, or if it's particularly directed at me, I can try to answer. It's good. Silence is good. It means either the mind is quiet or either it's not the right time.